Would you short Palantir and Nvidia? Michael Burry, known for the big short, is currently short those two stocks. Palantir and Nvidia are probably the two hottest stocks in the stock market. So we're going to take a look at the charts, do some technical analysis, and see if Michael Burry is crazy or if he might be onto something. Let's start with Palantir. Now, if you're new to technical analysis, I recommend keeping it simple. It is very easy to overcomplicate technical analysis with all of the indicators. I like to stick to simple support and resistance lines, the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages, and Fibonacci retracements. So as you can see on this chart, I have a few support and resistance lines already drawn. I picked these lines based on areas where there was price action. We see here the price got up to here and it got rejected. It got rejected again, came back down and tested it. So you can see that's a very relevant price with a lot of resistance and support being found. So we draw the line there to keep it relevant. We see recently this area right here, support, resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. So very, very important price right now. So last week, price was going down based on Michael Burry's report of shorting Palantir. And also the market was just going down in general, I think, with the uncertainty with the government shutdown. Anyways, price dipped below that 50-day moving average and hit this previous support line, and it found support. I actually bought another share last week right around $170 once it found support and started moving back up. All right, so we're going to put the Fibonacci retracement from the previous high back in February to the low in April. So it's this tool here. I'm on TradingView, Fibonacci retracement. Going to click it at the high, put it at the low. Now, interestingly, look what is right at that previous support and resistance line that we drew, the 1.78 extension. As we can see, price action went right down to the tick, right down to the 1.75, found support and started moving back up. Price today, which is actually up 9%, found support on the 2 extension at $184. So as of now, price looks good. The moving averages are all angled upwards. Price is above all the moving averages. Price is above the 50-day moving average. Price found support on 2 key areas of previous support and on these Fibonacci extensions. So as of now, Palantir looks pretty strong. It looks like it's going back up. Now, if you remember, after earnings in the after hours, price actually got up to $222, which is the 2.618 extension. That could have also caused some selling, as that is an algorithm target. We took the Fibonacci extension from this previous highs, this previous low, and the 2.618 is a sell target. So once price hits that, a lot of algos will sell to reap the profit. So once price got there, it dipped down all the way back down to the 1.75, and now it's moving back up. I personally would not be surprised to see price get back up to that 122 mark. So we're going to have to watch in the upcoming weeks to see what happens. But as of now, I don't know if Michael Burry made a good decision. We'll see what happens in the long term. But in the short term, price action on Palantir looks good. Let's look at Nvidia. So I did the same thing. We can see some support and resistance lines. I have the Fibonacci retracement from this previous high to the previous low. In price here, we can see that it found support on the 50-day moving average quite a few times, moved up above the 1.75, and we can see once it went under the 1.75, that turned into resistance, 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 and it went down and retested this 1.414. Once it hit right about there, it found support and went back up. Nvidia is up about 6% today. And we see something similar. Nvidia found support on this Fibonacci extension, the 1.414, and then it jumped up past the 1.618 and found support right here and is moving up. So price action for Nvidia is looking good as well. Now, interestingly, we saw on the Palantir chart that it has already passed this 2 extension and went all the way up to the 2.618. Nvidia is reporting earnings next week. If Nvidia reports great earnings, it's quite possible that price will move up. We see that the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages are all slanted up. Price found support around the 50-day moving average, is now well above the 50-day moving average. price action on Nvidia looks good. So Michael Burry might have dug himself in a hole shorting Nvidia and Palantir. Again, we'll have to see what happens long term. This is just short term price action, so we'll have to watch. But with earnings coming up next week, Nvidia is looking strong. Let's take a quick look at VOO and QQQ to get an overview of the total market. Nvidia is a big component of the VOO and QQQ ETFs, so the Nvidia price action does affect VOO and QQQ heavily. We see here that support was found right at that 50-day moving average. We see here support was found at the 50-day moving average, support, and now it's moving up. All the moving averages are slanting up. Price is currently above that 1.414 extension. The market's still looking good. In the short term, things look bullish. Let's look at QQQ. All right, we see here price found support around that 50-day moving average right at that 1.414 extension, and it is moving up. It is currently moving towards the 1.618. Again, a very bullish looking chart. All the moving averages are slanted up. Support was found on the 50-day moving average and at an extension level pretty much to the dollar, and is moving up. As of now, things look good. It still looks like we are in a bull market. Now, I know a lot of people are concerned because of the government shutdown, but there were reports over the weekend that talks are being made to reopen the government. So I think once the government reopens, the stock market's going to continue to move up. We can see there was already a strong rebound in price action after it went down last week, as there was reports this weekend that the government could be reopened soon. So one important thing to remember in all of this is while you can't fight macroeconomic uncertainty, when things happen in the world that affect the stock market, price will go down. But when companies report strong fundamentals, Palantir just reported an outstanding earnings report for Q3. Putting the valuation aside, whether or not it's overpriced, going strictly by their earnings report, they did great. Nvidia is about to report earnings. I'm going to guess they're going to also report really good earnings. So as of now, the stock market still looks very bullish. Price is finding support on the 50-day moving average. It is finding support on key Fibonacci extensions. Everything is looking good. So we'll see what happens to Mr. Michael Burry. I think he might have bit off more than he can chew on this one. But that is it. Let's keep those portfolios growing.